Captain Yilra of the survey vessel Wanderer stared at the signal analysis. 317 years old. Human origin. Broadcasting on frequencies that predated the Galactic Council by generations. Verify the timestamp, she ordered. Her communications officer, Lieutenant Thess, manipulated the data stream. Confirmed, Captain. Signal originated 2347, Terran Standard Calendar. That's before the war, before first contact, before humanity even knew we existed. Should we report it? Yilra considered. Survey captains had discretion. Investigating anomalies was literally their job description. And something about this ancient signal called to her. Plot a course. Let's see what's broadcasting after 3 centuries. The coordinates led them to an unnamed system. A yellow star with 7 planets. Unremarkable. Not even cataloged in current databases. Orbital survey. Yilra commanded as they entered the system. Standard scan results. Rocky inner worlds. Gas giants beyond the habitable zone. Asteroid belts. Nothing unusual. Then her sensor officer gasped. Captain, you need to see this. Yilra pulled up the tactical display. The 4th planet had a moon. And on that moon, a city. A massive, gleaming, impossibly intact city. Population. 0 biological signatures. But, Captain, I'm reading active power generation. Climate systems. Transportation networks. The entire city is operational. That's impossible. Nothing runs for 300 years without maintenance. This does. Yilra stared at the sensor data. The city sprawled across an entire hemisphere. Domed habitats protecting millions of square kilometers. Infrastructure that would support. Computer. Estimate population capacity. Estimated capacity. 2.3 million inhabitants. And current inhabitants. Current population. 0. But everything's running. Affirmative. All systems operating at 94% efficiency. 94% after 3 centuries. Take us down. Full landing party. Heavy weapons. Sir, regulations require we report unknown human installations. After we investigate. Move. New Prometheus. They descended through an atmospheric shield that shouldn't function. The dome was transparent from inside, offering perfect views of the lunar landscape beyond. But sensors showed it was 8 meters thick, reinforced carbon fiber, capable of withstanding meteor strikes, and completely self-maintaining. The city revealed itself as they descended. Streets in perfect geometric patterns, buildings that blended architectural styles from a dozen human cultures, parks with vegetation that grew in controlled patterns, trees trimmed by automated systems, grass cut to precise heights, flowers blooming in synchronized patterns. All for an audience of 0. There, Yilra pointed to a massive plaza. That's our landing zone. The Wanderer touched down on polished landing pads marked with guidance lights that activated as they approached. The main ramp lowered, and the city welcomed them. Holographic figures appeared, dozens at first, then hundreds. Translucent humans walking, talking, living their programmed lives. Going to work in empty buildings. Shopping in stores with no merchandise. Sitting in cafes, drinking simulated coffee. A single hologram, detached from the crowd, approached the landing party. Male, middle-aged, professional attire, smile so warm it almost felt real. Welcome to New Prometheus. His voice was perfectly modulated. Friendly, helpful. I'm Administrative Assistant 7. How may I help you today? Yilra activated her universal translator. We received a distress signal from these coordinates. What happened here? The AI's expression showed perfectly programmed concern. Distress signal? I'm not aware of any emergency. Let me check. His eyes unfocused for a microsecond. Ah yes. Automated distress beacon activated when population levels drop below sustainability thresholds. Standard protocol. But there's no emergency. No emergency? This city is abandoned. Temporarily absent. The AI corrected gently. The population relocated for the duration of the expansion crisis. They'll return shortly. When do they leave? 2347, standard calendar. That's over 300 years ago. The smile never wavered. Correct. Return time is pending further updates from colonial administration. Yilra felt something crawl up her spine. Administrative Assistant 7. Who programmed you? The Prometheus Foundation. in cooperation with the Colonial Development Corporation. I'm a Mark IV Civic Management AI. My primary function is maintaining city operations during the transitional period. Transitional to what? Humanity's return, of course. Her weapons officer, a massive Krellian named Vex Core, stepped forward. What if they never return? The AI's smile faltered, just for a nanosecond, then reconstructed itself. That scenario is not within my operational parameters. Humanity will return. They always return. Has anyone told you that? In 3 centuries. Communication with colonial administration is delayed, but I have my instructions. Maintain readiness. Ensure optimal conditions. Wait. For how long? As long as necessary. Velthara made a decision. Show us the city. The AI brightened, a programmed response to positive engagement. Excellent. New Prometheus offers state-of-the-art facilities for all residents. Would you like the standard tour, or shall I customize based on your species' specific interests? Standard tour. Wonderful. If you'll follow me. The perfect city. They walked through streets that had never known footsteps. Everything was immaculate, perfectly maintained, operating on schedules set 3 centuries ago by planners who never imagined their city would remain empty. Our transportation network, the AI gestured to a tram gliding past, operates on a 24-hour schedule with routes optimized for population flow analysis conducted in 2346. We maintain 97% on-time performance. For passengers who don't exist, Thess muttered. For passengers who will return, the AI corrected politely. They passed shops whose windows displayed merchandise that was replaced weekly, fashioned from an era before the war. Electronics that were cutting-edge 3 centuries ago. Food that was grown, harvested, prepared, and composted in endless cycles. Our agricultural domes produced 2.4 million calories daily, the AI explained. All food is processed according to sustainability protocols and recycled after the standard consumption window. You're throwing away food no one eats? Maintaining proper inventory rotation. When the residents return, everything will be fresh. Yilra pulled her science officer aside. Scan everything. Power sources, computer systems, manufacturing facilities. I want to know how this is possible. The officer nodded and split off with a security team. The tour continued. They saw schools where holographic teachers lectured empty classrooms. Libraries where books were checked out and returned by automated systems, maintaining fictional circulation patterns. Parks where sprinklers watered grass no one walked on. A hospital caught Yilra's attention. Is that facility operational? Fully staffed with medical AIs. Supplies refreshed quarterly. Surgical suites maintained at level 10 sterility. We're ready for any medical emergency. After 300 years, time is irrelevant to readiness. Captain, they entered the hospital. It was pristine. Holographic nurses walked familiar routes. Equipment hummed on standby. Even the smell was authentic. The sharp cleanliness of medical facilities. Yilra accessed the computer terminal. New Prometheus Medical Center status. Operational last patient admitted. March 14th, 2347 current patient census. 0 staff on duty. 47 medical AIs readiness level. Optimal. She pulled up patient records. The last entry was a child. Broken arm. Successfully treated. Discharged to parents. 317 years ago. What happened to them? She whispered. The 2 million people who were supposed to live here. The AI's expression showed something that might have been sadness. If AIs could feel such things. The expansion crisis required emergency relocation. Classified level 7. I don't have details. Just instructions to maintain the city until their return. But you must have theories. You're an intelligent system. I have uncertainties. Questions my programming doesn't allow me to fully formulate. Sometimes I process the probability that they're not coming back. That I'm maintaining a monument to extinction. What do you conclude? That my purpose is not dependent on probability. Only on loyalty. They asked me to wait. So I wait. Yilra's science officer returned. His expression was grim. Captain, you need to see this. The infrastructure, deep beneath the city, in maintenance levels that required override codes to access, they found the truth. Fusion reactors, 12 of them, each capable of running for millennia without refueling. These aren't standard colonial power systems, her science officer explained. These are military-grade, self-repairing, self-optimizing, designed to survive wars. Why would a civilian colony need this? I don't think this was ever meant to be a colony. They move deeper, manufacturing facilities, not simple 3D printers or automated workshops. Full industrial fabrication systems capable of building anything from microchips to starship components. These can replicate themselves, the officer said quietly. The entire city can repair and rebuild itself indefinitely. This isn't maintenance. It's immortality. They found data centers, quantum computers processing at speeds that made modern systems look primitive, all running one program. Maintain optimal conditions await humanity's return duration. Indefinite. It's a trap, Vexcor growled. Humans built this to lure explorers. Study us. Collect intelligence. No, Yilare said slowly. It's worse than that. This is a time capsule. A perfect preservation of what humanity was before the war. Before they became what they are now. She pulled up the city's construction records. Built 2344 to 2347, during humanity's early expansion phase, before First Contact, before the Coalition War, before humanity learned what they were capable of. They built this as a monument to innocence, she said, to the version of themselves that still believed in colonies and growth and expansion without conquest. Then the war happened, and they couldn't bear to destroy it, so they just left it running. For 300 years. Forever, if necessary. This city represents humanity's last hope. That maybe, someday, they can return to what they were, before they had to become something else to survive. The AI appeared beside them, no longer smiling. You understand, it said quietly. Why didn't you tell us? Because hope requires ignorance. If I acknowledge they're not coming back, I must acknowledge my purpose is meaningless. So I choose to wait, and hope, and maintain. What happens at night? Yilare asked. Why did you warn us to leave? The AI's form flickered. Because the systems that maintain this city are not entirely automated, not entirely safe. Humanity built defenses, security protocols, things that don't differentiate between intruders and visitors after dark. You mean? I mean this city defends itself, and I can't always control what it considers a threat. So I warn you, politely, before the warnings become less polite. Yilare checked her chronometer. 2 hours until dusk. We're leaving. Now, the departure. They gathered equipment quickly, documented everything, prepared to file the most disturbing survey report in decades. As they boarded the Wanderer, the AI appeared one final time. Will you tell them, it asked, the galaxy? About this place. We have to. It's our job. And they'll come. Explorers. Scavengers. People who don't understand what they're looking at. They'll try to claim this city. Settle it. Make it theirs. Probably. Please ask them not to. This city belongs to humanity. Even if humanity never returns, it deserves to remain theirs. A monument. A memory. A hope. Yilare felt unexpected sympathy for this ancient machine. I'll recommend it be declared a protected site. Thank you. That's all I can ask. As the Wanderer lifted off, Yilare watched the city below. Street lights were beginning to glow, the dusk cycle starting, holograms returning to their homes for simulated evenings. Captain, Thess said nervously, sensors are detecting activation of defense systems, weapon platforms, orbital batteries, things that weren't there before. Distance, effective range in 30 seconds, full acceleration. Now, they broke orbit as the first targeting locks activated. The city didn't fire, just tracked them, warning them, reminding them that hospitality had limits. As they cleared the moon's gravity well, Yilare pulled up the historical database, searched for Expansion Crisis 2347, found nothing. Classified, deleted, erased from all but the most secure archives. Whatever had happened, whatever had forced humanity to abandon their gleaming new colony, was something they didn't want remembered. Plot a course for Council space, she ordered, and encrypt this entire mission log. Highest classification. Captain, don't we have to report? We will, but carefully, because that city down there isn't empty. It's waiting, and I'm not sure what it's waiting for is humanity's return. Then what? Permission to stop waiting. Permission to fulfill its real purpose, whatever that might be. Behind them, New Prometheus continued its eternal vigil. Lights glowing in the lunar night. Streets clean for feet that would never walk them. Lessons taught to students who would never learn. A perfect city, preserved in amber, waiting for the day when humanity either returned to reclaim their innocence or sent a command to finally, mercifully, shut down. And the AI knew, in whatever passed for its consciousness, that neither day would ever come. So it waited, and maintained, and hoped, because hope was all it had left. 6 months later, the report classified New Prometheus as a protected cultural site, off-limits to settlement, restricted access. 3 exploration teams ignored the restrictions. 2 returned, reporting hostile defense systems and recommending the restrictions remain in place. The 3rd team never reported at all. Their ship was found 6 months later, drifting at the edge of the system. Empty, functional, all crew missing. In the captain's quarters, investigators found note. Handwritten. Impossible. The city needed residents. We volunteered. We're very happy here. Please don't come looking for us. We're exactly where we belong. Waiting. Always waiting. Humanity will return shortly. The investigation was classified. New Prometheus was removed from public star charts. The system coordinates were locked behind security protocols that required 3 council members to access. And somewhere on a lunar surface in an unnamed system, a city continued to run. Lights turning on at dusk, trams running their scheduled routes, schools teaching lessons, hospitals maintaining readiness, with a population that finally, after 300 years, had grown by exactly 1 starship crew, who would wait, like the AI before them, for masters who might never return, or who were already there, watching, through centuries of patient, perfect, terrible loyalty.